Revaluation of the asset. Now, asset needs to be the fair value of the asset needs to be measured and revalued at least once in the year. So once you determine whatever is the fair value of the asset, you need to verify this with the WDV of the asset, and then if there is a drastic change in the fair value and the WDV of the asset, the significant change in both, then the asset needs to be revalued. Now, revaluation of the asset may be either upward or downward. That is, there might be increase in the value of the asset because of revaluation, or there might be a decrease in the value of the asset because of the revaluation. Now, whenever there is an increase in the value of the asset because of revaluation, then the entry for this will be your fixed asset account debit to revaluation reserve account. This revaluation reserve account is created separately for the upward revaluation of the asset, and then this revaluation reserve will be shown along with your equity or the capital, owner's capital. Then say suppose there is a decrease in the value of the asset because of the revaluation, that will be transferred to your profit and loss account directly as a loss on revaluation of the asset. So entry will be profit and loss account debit to fixed asset account. Okay, so for the increase we have to maintain a separate revaluation reserve account and it has to be recorded there. That won't be taken to the profit and loss account, whereas loss on the revaluation will be transferred or debited to your profit and loss account immediately. This is as per your principle of conservatism. Now, say there was an increase in the value of the asset because of the revaluation, and subsequently again there is an increase. Earlier there was an increase, say in year 1 there was an increase, then subsequently in year 3 there was an increase in the revaluation of the asset. So again the entry will be fixed asset account debit to revaluation reserve account. Same entry will be repeated here. But now say there was an increase and subsequently there is a decrease. Okay, so usually whenever there is a decrease in the asset, we transfer it to your profit and loss account immediately, loss on revaluation. But say there was initially there was an increase because of the revaluation, and subsequent years, say in year 3 there was a decrease. So in that case, whatever is the balance in the revaluation account, to that extent that decrease needs to be adjusted with the revaluation reserve, and only balance should be carried to profit and loss account. For example, say the asset, the value of the asset was 1 lakh, okay, before revaluation. Then in year 1 there was a revaluation and increase in the value was 10,000. So revaluation account 10,000. Now subsequently in year 3 there was downward revaluation and the asset value needs to be decreased by 25,000. Earlier the asset value was increased by 10,000 in year 1, but now the asset value needs to be decreased by 25,000. So what we do is, whatever is available in revaluation reserve, that we utilize. So revaluation reserve account debit. What is the amount available? 10,000. Then profit and loss account debit. Now for profit and loss, what we do is 25,000 minus 10,000 is utilized from your revaluation reserve. So 15,000 to fixed asset account 25,000. So we reduce the fixed asset by 25,000, but to the extent of its earlier increase, that is to the extent of 10,000, it is adjusted with your revaluation reserve and balance is carried to your profit and loss account. Now for decrease, say in year 1 there is a decrease, then subsequently again in year 3 there is a decrease. So same entry for the decrease, that is profit and loss account debit to fixed asset account. But say in year 3 subsequently there is an increase in year 3. Okay, say the value of the asset was 1 lakh again. Okay, then here earlier in year 1 it was revalued and the decrease was 15,000, which was debited to your profit and loss account in year 1. Then subsequently now there is an increase of how much? Increase of 20,000. Okay, so to the extent of the revaluation decrease which was debited to your profit and loss account, we need to adjust it now to your profit and loss account, and the balance needs to be taken to revaluation reserve surplus. For example, here the entry will be your fixed asset account debit 20,000 to profit and loss account 15,000, because earlier profit and loss account was debited because of the decrease in the valuation of the asset. So now we need to credit the profit and loss account by 15,000 and the balance will be taken to revaluation reserve 5,000. So this is how we treat the revaluation of an asset. So whenever there is an increase in the revaluation, we take it to revaluation reserve. Whenever there is a decrease, we take it to profit and loss account, or we charge it directly to profit and loss account. But for the subsequent increase and decrease, we need to see what was the treatment given earlier, and accordingly, if there is a subsequent decrease and before that there was an increase, to the extent of which the revaluation reserve account was created, we need to adjust it with the revaluation reserve account first, and the balance needs to be taken to profit and loss account. Similarly, if there is a decrease initially and subsequently the value of the asset increases, then first we need to adjust it to profit and loss account to the extent for which it was debited earlier, and the balance needs to be taken to revaluation reserve or revaluation surplus. Now this revaluation, when you do a revaluation of the asset, the depreciation needs to be calculated on that revalued amount of the asset. So whatever is the WDV of the asset plus your revaluation amount, so that will give you the total revalued amount of that asset. Now this revalued amount should be used for the purpose of calculating your depreciation in the future. So this was about your revaluation of the asset.